Warning! The following gameplay video was created by a scrub. If scrub gameplay disturbs you, stop the video now. Hello! Well, you're still watching this Dark Souls series, even though I'm still just in the catacombs. Good for you! I did some stuff off camera. Definitely more stuff than I should have. I say this because I want to just go back to the bonfire and then sort of run through the catacombs that I previously explored again to get a better feel for it so that I don't get lost on camera as much. And as part of this, I decided that since I'd probably be re-traveling through this place again, I should look for shortcuts. And it actually wasn't that tough to figure out that if I was going to find shortcuts, it would be by jumping. Well, not the jumping mechanic exactly, but dropping down from one bridge to the next. Take that. And what I appreciated about this is that it does not feel to me like cheating at all, because those bridges were turned around before, so I had to explore and hit the switches first. That makes me think that the drop-down shortcuts were intentional, especially with the spacing. It would have been pretty easy for them to place the bridges such that you couldn't actually just roll downward like I did. And whoa, that was close. Yeah. Skipping through all those caverns in a short time is more than worth roughly one Estus's worth of damage. And yes, that is the Great Scythe, and that's why I regret not running the camera while I was doing all that time-consuming exploration stuff. Because while looking through the shortcuts, I rolled to a place where it turns out you can't get to otherwise, which double confirms that it was intentional, that you could do that. I don't actually intend to use the Great Scythe because it would require me to put even more points into strength, which I don't want to do. And yep, that intro you saw, it was basically how my first encounter went. Ooh, I do not like fighting this thing in such a narrow corridor relative to the size of the monster. Also, I kind of wonder how the monster even got there. The hallway seems too narrow for it to get through. So, remember the advice I gave myself to sort of dodge toward the demon's weapon? Or, well, maybe it's a demon, I don't actually know. But a lot of the time, its posture simply does not allow me to do that in this environment. Although in that case I would have been allowed, and I really need to pay more attention to that sort of thing. So, as usual, the jumping off of ledges to go faster did not occur to me at all at the time of my previous recording, so taking a bit of time to experiment was definitely worthwhile. And that's what happens when I'm too lazy. Oh, you should not have followed me. When I'm too lazy to switch equipment before retrying a particular route. Whoa, you followed me down pretty far, didn't you? Yeah. So, let's see if or I don't even know if it's me or my character, but ouchie. That I did not expect. Oh, well, I should have held down the run button the moment I decided to get some distance. Serves me right. Anyway, so my thief in this definitely Western setting has decided that for big monsters like that, the appropriate approach is to go all weeaboo on it. Oh dear. Although I saw what happened there, and that gave me a clue for later. Not for now, though. I have things that I want to do. Also, as you no doubt noticed, I kindled the fire, which means I had to go human, so this is all in offline mode. So I'm probably missing some messages. That's okay. Oh wow. That was better precision with the jumps than I expected. So that's not it. Yeah. So despite taking some time to practice, I still didn't have the best idea of where all of the jumps were. Oh, I've started playing Neo, and that's actually helped me a fair bit with Dark Souls. Not because the gameplay is the same exactly. It actually has a lot of differences, but playing a game that has at least some similarities, you see, like right there, that's when I thought that I needed to try dodging to the left, and it was pretty much the worst way to try it. And wow, I've never seen that before. I guess that's a punishment for not paying proper respect or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad I was able to get it on camera at least. So, playing a game with many similar conventions to Dark Souls was something I found pretty helpful. Oh wow, those skeletons are having none of what I was trying. It was helpful because, well, it sort of helped me get used to that kind of general gameplay without having to worry about what it's going to look like on camera. During this sort of gameplay, including the exploration that was off camera, I was a lot less nervous. I don't know if that actually improved my gameplay. It sure doesn't look like it. But it helped me get back into playing the game at all. So that's an improvement. Because, well, part of the delay between this episode and the last one was just work. That did take a fair amount of my time, but I can't really say that that accounts for all of it, because I almost certainly could have found time to update more frequently if, I don't know, if I felt comfortable starting up the game. But playing another game to build some confidence was, I don't know. I'm at kind of a loss for words, but what I was trying to get at was, I doubt I would try that jumping shortcut strategy a couple of episodes ago. Like, I don't know why exactly, but I found this game terrifying. Well, of course, I do get nervous sometimes, but, well, it's nothing that some more practice won't solve. Also, wow, this monster is, first of all, it's stronger than the previous one by a lot. Well, it might just be the circumstances of the fight and how there's no dodging room, but I suspect that's not the whole thing. Because it's also much tougher than anything else I've encountered in the catacombs so far. It's also tougher than that Moonlight Butterfly boss, although, well, that's kind of a low bar for where I was at in the game. Maybe if I went through to the woods as soon as I could have, like right after getting my stuff to +5, it would have been a different story. Also, I think I've gotten the timing for multiple drinks down better. Like, I've gotten more used to just knowing when to press the button that one time, so there's no mashing it, and oh, hey, there we go. That took a lot of hits from a weapon that, so far has proved to be pretty powerful. And what do I get? Nothing useful at all. Well, wah, wah. I thought that it might have been guarding the way forward, or at least something that was important for me to pick up, but no, that's not how it worked at all. So, I guess I don't need that anymore for the time being. Oh yeah, something else I did off camera, which I definitely should not have, is remember that room with the message that said treasure, which was full of skeleton archers? I decided, well, since it's off camera and I don't have to worry about the embarrassment of death, I'll just go down there anyways and see what happens. And I actually succeeded there and picked up a ring and, oh, something else. So, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I also killed a necromancer down there and got a skull lantern. Oh wow, that was close. It's almost impossible to fall in there by accident, though. I just kind of accidentally walked over it and nothing happened. And in my surprise, I apparently decided to wield the scimitar two-handed, even though as... How did I slide down that thing? There's no... You know what? Never mind. Never mind. Not gonna worry. Wow, even at this point I didn't realize what I was doing. Then again, it might have actually been for the best, considering that when wielding it two-handed, it seems to attack with wider sweeps, which is what I needed there. And honestly, blocking a fireball with, oh, hello there. I've met the skeleton wheels. Um, although I've tried to avoid as much knowledge about the game as I could possibly get, before I decided to try a blind playthrough of this game, I did learn that the skeleton wheels have a reputation for being a pain, and I guess I can kind of see why. Once again, when you live in the same house as someone who plays Dark Soul and likes to talk about it, there are things that you just pick up automatically. So, if I was going for a proper speed route, I would have just figured out how to run past everything, and honestly, that skeleton had its back turned to me, so I probably could have just ignored it with no problem. Oh well. We still got rid of the large polearm monster and that sorcerer necromancer thing. I don't know if it's actually a necromancer or not. I don't even know if necromancy is officially a thing in this game. But skeletons get up around it, so I think the title fits. Yeah, just looking at that outcropping there, that has to have been placed on purpose for me to be able to do that. So, level design. My compliments. And this is actually a little bit of a problem with removing the monster. Which is, it was kind of a landmark which told me when I should turn around and look for the other way forward. But it's gone now, and whose fault is that? So, I do recall that there are skeletons down there, so since I have a height advantage, let's try something. They saw it coming. I should have known. Oh hey, skeleton fell down there. And I didn't get souls for it. Oh. It actually doesn't look like an extremely far drop. If I was feeling a bit gutsier, I would try going down there, but there are other more stable routes for me to attempt first. Also, I'm not sure why I decided to not use... Okay, I did decide to use it. Thank you, past me. That would have been embarrassing if I died because I forgot to use that thing. Alright, so let's get in there. Oh, hello there. You weren't there before. Wait a minute. I didn't do anything different. What brought you over here? This is a serious problem. I mean, more so than it normally would be, because of those skeletons poking me and generally getting in the way while I try to fight this. Yeah, like that, exactly. I'm not really sure what the better way to do that would have been. But regardless, I'd prefer to not have to deal with that combination of enemies if I can possibly avoid it. And that's where the clue from one of my falling deaths comes in. So, if the placement for... Oh. Well, I forget whether it was the first fall or this recent one that made me notice that there was sort of a raised platform right below the shortcut platform that I had already used. But regardless, I got the idea through dying, which I guess is how you progress in this game. Although I didn't learn very much from that fall. I had actually considered cutting out some of the in-between footage and just showing my deaths to the polearm monster that drops Demon Titanite. So I guess it is a demon, now that I think about it. I can just call it a demon. Alright, so... The reason that I didn't make a montage of that is because it would shorten the video too much, I think. I like to keep it around half an hour when possible. So, that was not quite what I had intended. Specifically, I would have liked to look down before jumping off. However, the end result is exactly what I was planning on. I swear I did that kind of sort of on purpose. Oh, hi. So, I did notice that once those wheels get going, you can still kind of block and move so that they'll sort of fly past you. But it definitely seems like moving out of the way is the less risky... Oh, wow. I definitely should have died there. Whoa. You actually have a pretty good turning arc. So I guess what I need to do is stand right next to a wall to stop that sort of thing. Wow, there's more of you than I expected. Well, it's not all bad news. Once you start hitting them, they seem completely defenseless. So that's good news for me. I just said that. Never mind. Oh, okay. So, how do I know whether this is a boss fog or a just suspense fog? The answer, check behind you. I learned that from the big lava thing, which I didn't even want to try tangling with. So, since there's almost certainly a boss here, might as well switch to the two-hander, because... well, there might be bosses in the future where blocking is a good idea, but prior experience says it is much more likely that blocking is not useful. Ahem. So this guy gets a pretty big exposition cutscene. I think it might actually be longer than Quelag's introduction cutscene, or roughly around the same length. So I bet they're just about as tough as each other, right? Well, if you fought Pinwheel before, you know the answer to that one. Woohoo! Yeah. That didn't take long. So, as far as I can tell, I have now seen Pinwheel's entire move repertoire. And there is not much else to say. Although I dare say that the flamethrower looking attack would probably... Yeah, it has a very high chance of killing me just from the looks of it and my lack of fire defense, but it doesn't matter. So, it looks like I can kindle bonfires further now. Which is very, very nice. And I got enough souls to gain another level, which is also nice. But the design of this room seems kind of weird. And the reason I find it to be weird is I have not yet encountered a place where I cannot leave just by looking around. Yeah, I've never been actually trapped. Even though it would be more or less okay game design if you were trapped. At first I thought it was going to tell me to climb up the rope, but that'd be interesting. But nope, not happening. Anyway, because even if you somehow drop your homeward bones, there's still... Oh. Well, there's still the dark sign that can get you out. Well, I do not like this. Okay, that message, as I said, I'm playing offline mode. What? Why is there a message there? Also, I'm carrying the souls from that boss, and I don't know what's ahead, so... And I just accomplished something. Yeah. I will say that I'm not done with this place yet. There's still more exploring to do in the... what I assume is the bottom floor of the catacombs with all those skeleton wheels. There might be more stuff to pick up, or... And I want to see if I can deal with that Black Knight as well. But that really took me by surprise. But I would like to eventually get enough equip load so that I can carry the Ito and something else. That seems like a lot of endurance, but hey, more stamina is also nice, so I'll go with that. So I think that's it. I'll see you next time.